out here at the CHUM.
Chumster.
This place saves lives.
Man, it's beautiful out here. Last year, about 5 friends of mine died from drinking. And I couldn't believe it. 1 minute they're there, the next day you hear that he's dead. He died last night in the hospital. He got drunk and didn't wake up, fell asleep, didn't wake up. I learned the hard way, I guess, if you want to say that. I don't drink anymore, though.
I was on the verge of being put out of my apartment because of lack of work. I told my daughter, I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but we have to go in the shelter and we have to take it from there. And she said, Mom, we're going to be all right. When you go to the shelter, you go in for help. And those people are there just like you, looking for shelter as well. We're looking for someone that cares and concerned about us. And God, thank God, I found it here at CHUM. I found housing, and I'm starting all over again. It's not easy, but with God's help and the CHUM organization, I have made a new start.
We believe at CHUM that it's really important for people to have fundamentals such as food, and we want to be able to provide that for people. So that's the core of distributive services. We're serving on an average about 400 households a month. About 35–36% of the people we serve are children. We're really dependent on the generosity of the Duluth community to donate to us, whether it's cash or food. If we didn't have that, if people weren't supporting us, we wouldn't be able to offer the service.
When people are in our shelter, we have expectations that they'll be working towards getting housing. And if they aren't performing or working hard at it, then it's kind of my job to get behind them and encourage them, nag them, and push them along. We require them to meet with the housing advocate within 3 days, and they develop a housing plan with the advocate. And they come to an agreement and understanding what the housing plan will be, and then meet with the advocate on a regular basis and work towards housing. And most of the time that involves save your money and hunt for an apartment, or find a job and save your money, hunt for an apartment. Whatever steps are involved in becoming stable and housed.
This is my place here at San Marcos, where I love it. This is where I do some of my artwork, some of my beadwork right here. I make dream catchers, necklaces. I used to drink a lot, and now up here it's very good. I don't need that. Learned how to cook now. I like doing pork chops, Polish sausages, scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. I got a microwave. I don't use a microwave because every time I use my microwave, the fire alarm goes off. So I don't use my microwave.
Yep, these are all folks mostly from the street outreach group, activities that we've been on. People like to come in here and look at them, so I just keep hanging more. My group, the street outreach, 60 people have been housed, for over 2 years. Some of them almost 3 years, so. And these are some of the hardest to house. The chronic alcoholics, the San Marcos has been, great for that. And what we're finding is that they're staying in housing, and their police contacts are going down because they're housed. We still continue to work with them even when they're in housing.
If you've been unemployed for a length of time, you get to feeling worthless. So much of our culture is based on, hi, I'm so-and-so, and what do you do? And when you have to say, I'm unemployed, it just keeps getting more depressing. So to get kind of people back into the groove of, hey, you're looking.
CHUM isn't just the people that need to stay in the shelter, access our food shelf, that it really is our congregations. And so we have to really be deliberate about keeping them informed and understanding that they are an intricate part of who CHUM is. And so that's really how we can provide that service. We're not just providing service here, we're providing service to the congregations about how they can live out their faith in community. We have 41 congregations, 10,000 members. There's a real power behind that I don't think people really understand. If you walk by CHUM, you don't see that. You know, the last 10 months has really been organizing around the cuts to general assistance medical care. That was a really big deal here because that would affect thousands of people in the community in St. Louis County. We did everything you can imagine in the last 10 months to try and make sure that the funding for this program wasn't completely cut. Forming a coalition here, getting stories told for folks that are on GAMC, and really gathering as a community and how we wanted to respond to this. We saw a lot of great relationships form from that normally wouldn't have. It strengthened our organization, it strengthened our community in terms of how we all came together.
We really see this as a way of living out Matthew 25. When did we see you hungry and feed you? When did we see you naked and clothe you? When did we see you homeless and give you shelter?
Hi. Hi. We do this every other Wednesday. The group varies, but it's the most fun in town, so we come back every time.
So we really are living out through CHUM, caring for people, working for change. It's what we're called to do as Christians, and CHUM lets us do it.
Community organizing is sort of a time-honored model to bring people together so that you can exert enough pressure on whoever it may be to, to do the right thing, to achieve the best possible outcome. So the idea is once we have renters associations across the city, it will then be easier to really identify who these landlords and property management companies are that routinely disrespect people or who behave as though the building safety codes are optional. What's exciting now is that we're getting to the point where the leadership from the community has really started to take a sense of ownership of these issues, so that when they really take it on themselves, that's when you know that it's working.